goes on to Wayne and Alun Wyn top table. There's no embargo on any of this. Wayne will do a writer's hit 1-to-1 afterwards, and that will be syndicated out to everybody for Monday. But for the press conference bit, any questions?
Wayne, what were the main factors in that scoreline then?
Look, I think if you look at the first half, I think we didn't have enough ball or territory. I think it was about 70-30 in possession, and I think it was about 60-odd in territory that they had as well. So, looking at it from a defensive point of view, I thought we scrambled well. I thought we showed them the edges a couple of times, which is something we'll have to work on. But certainly going into the change room at 12-7, we felt that if we continue to work hard in defence, but then got that some territory ourselves and some possession, that we could turn the game around. Clearly, we didn't start as well as we would have liked after half-time. We were inaccuracies in their 22 and we let them off the hook a couple of times. So I think the difference was when they got down there, they were very accurate and they scored the tries that we weren't able to.
Signs of the intent to play an offloading game, but obviously it takes a lot to do that under the sort of pressure you're in at this level.
Yeah, and I think for everybody there's a learning there. I mean, we've got to be very accurate in our passing game, and I think today we put about 8 balls down, turned the ball over 8 times through handling, so that's unacceptable at this level of the game, so it's something that we'll need to go away and work on. And just generally too many turnovers when we're in good positions on the field, so you're not able to build that constant pressure, which Ireland were able to do when they scored a couple of their tries.
Wayne, what's the latest on Josh Adams and Dan Bigger went off?
Yeah, Dan failed an HIA, so he'll go through the normal protocol there. Josh had a knock to a hip, so obviously he'll be getting that checked.
Having had those 2 weeks, obviously the Barbars one in November, then Italy, is this a bit of a reality check?
Oh, look, I think it's just it's an opportunity for us to have a look at our games where we're put under pressure and see where we have to work harder to make sure that we get those things right for the next match. You know, it is a tournament and we've got another 3 games to look forward to, so certainly we'll be working very hard to make sure that we need to get the areas right, so we can get the areas right that we need to, so that we can put on a better performance next time around.
What did you make of Josh van der Fly's try? That looked to be a little bit of confusion as to whether he grounded it, dropped it in that maul?
Very hard. I mean, we had a look at replays, but the officials make a call on what they see or don't see, and very hard for us to make that call.
Wayne, in the first half, you kind of touched on it, you seemed to defend very narrowly. Was that system errors, or was it something that you'd planned for in midfield? Or?
No, it certainly wasn't something that we planned for, but if sides do get a bit of go forward in the middle of the park, it makes it very difficult, so you can't bring the line speed, and a couple of times I think system errors, individuals may have made the odd error, so it's something we'll go away and have a look at and make sure we get right for the next game.
Alan, what were your thoughts on what went well, maybe in terms of the offloading game, and what needs working on?
Well, I think the results are the main thing we'll focus on, and we lost, so that's the thing we'll address first. Ultimately, what we did with the ball, we didn't take the opportunities, as Wayne said, when we potentially let them off the hook, and we give them opportunities. You look at the geography of the pitch, some of their entries into our 22 were from our areas and giving them the ball, and they didn't have to work for that territory. So those are the bigger issues for me, rather than what we did when we were going forward, to be honest with you, because our exits today were going to be important, and a couple of times we got those very wrong.
Alun Wyn, at the Hadley Park's TMO decision, had that gone your way, probably would have left you 5 points behind, with the last quarter to come, momentum and wind behind you. Do you reckon that would have been close enough for you to overhaul it?
Great question, because as someone out there making those decisions, I think we had 2 or 3 pens on the bounce. You could have taken the points, but we still would have been behind. It is a bit of a gamble, but we got that try, albeit disallowed. I did felt the pens that we had were building, so potentially, I'm not going to blame Romano or say we needed a card earlier, but we felt from a discipline point of view we were exerting pressure on them. We got the card later on in the game, but that's by the by. The pleasing thing is we did get the drive, but the drive and try, but they obviously, from a points perspective, they got that one at the end as well. So it's a big game shifter, isn't it?
What was your takeaway on Hadley set and talking millimetres there?
It is. It's a big decision, but the decision was right. He didn't have control, and so we didn't get rewarded with the points. But certainly it wasn't through our effort. But as Alan's mentioned, 20 minutes to go, it's game on at that point.
Wayne, any question marks about the Josh van der Fly's try? Because Not many seem to see the ball grounded.
Oh, we've just been asked that question, but we couldn't see from where we were.
Alan, do you feel like a very different Irish team? Obviously, new coach, new attack coach. Do you feel like a different challenge?
Not wholly. There's a lot of familiar faces there. Obviously, Faz has been assistant coach for a long time. A lot was said in the week about Johnny being captain. I thought he was great today. I thought he stood up for them. So not a great deal. It's funny when change comes, people are like, oh, what's changed? Well, sometimes it takes a while to implement change, and I think we forget that. But also it's not an excuse. So if we're focusing on us, we've had a lot of change, but there's no excuse for losing a game at all.
Wayne, what are your thoughts about the next challenge ahead of you and what you might be focusing on this week, maybe?
Yeah, well, it's possession, looking after it when we've got it, making sure we're a lot more accurate in what we do. As I said earlier, 8 handling errors, it's too many. Turnovers at the breakdown, too many. So there's plenty to work on. We've got to make sure when we've got the ball that we look after it and build pressure. At the end of that usually comes some points.
You talked initially used the word unacceptable for the handling errors. Is there an element though, with the way you're trying to play, with 15 offloads today, it's a bit of a high risk, high reward game at times?
Some of the handling errors, we'll go and look at them. They weren't always under pressure, so it was some of it was skill execution.
Well done. Thank you very much.